Hold on. Before you buy another printer, watch this video to learn the 3 top secrets to make sure that the next printer you buy is the best one for your business or for your home and will cost you the least. Well, hey everybody, welcome to another episode of West Wonders, and today we're going to cover printers. We're going to make sure that by the end of this video you have the 3 top secrets necessary to make sure the next printer you buy is the best one, either for your home use, your business use, and that it costs you as little money as possible. Tip number 1, don't buy a printer just because it's cheap. This is how they get you. It's called the razor blade theory. They will sell you an inexpensive printer, and then they will sell you the toner, which is more expensive over time. And I'm actually going to show you the math behind this. So let's just look at a couple of examples. And it doesn't really matter if it's an inkjet versus laserjet. Some people will try and pull you into that. There's actually in 2020 and 2021 some very affordable inkjet options now. What you need to do is the calculations, and included in the description of this video is a free calculator that you can download to understand the true cost of any printer that you're going to look at purchasing. So let's work through an example. Let's just say, for example, that you buy a printer because it's on sale for $65. And then you look at the ink cartridge, it's only $20.99 at $21. And you think that's a great option. I'm only going to spend under $100 and I've got everything I need for my printing needs. Well, hold on. You need to know about something called cartridge yield. Because in this example, that cartridge, although it's only $21, it only has a yield of 150 pages. It means that that cartridge is only going to deliver you 150 pages at a 5% coverage on the page. That's a very important number for you to look at for any toner cartridge or ink cartridge that you're going to buy in the future. Make sure you understand its yield. The second thing that you're going to do is look at that. So it basically means that for every page that I'm printing in this cartridge, it's going to cost me a whopping 17.5 cents per page. Yes, you heard me right. That cheap printer with the cheap cartridge is costing you 17.5 cents for every page that you output. Now, you're probably going to hold on to this printer for 2 or 3 years, and let's just go with the example to say that you're going to hold on to it for 3 years. So that means in 3 years, you're going to print over 5,400 pages. Do you know how many cartridges that's going to take? That is going to take you 45 cartridges at a cost of $21. So your total cost of printing based on that cheap printer is for those 3 years going to cost you $1,009.55. Now, I want to give you another example in which the printer is more expensive, but the total cost of ownership over those 3 years is a lot less expensive. So here we go. Now you're going to pay more for the printer. So instead of $60 or $65, you're going to spend $300. I know that's scary, right? You're spending a lot more money on the printer. But here's where the good news comes. I know I said the good news, but here's where it gets even scarier. You remember in the first example, we showed you're only going to pay $21 for that ink cartridge? Well, in this example, you're actually going to spend almost $300 for that toner cartridge. So hold on, right? $300 for that, $300 for the printer. How am I saving any money? Well, let me show you. That cartridge that you're going to spend $300 on actually has a 6,900 page yield. So you remember in the example that we talked about the fact that if you're printing 150 pages a month, which by the way is very low, the industry standards from the studies that I've done are anywhere from 500 pages black and white a month to 150 pages color. So 150 pages monochrome, very low value. So that means for that printer in 3 years, you will never have to buy an additional cartridge. That one cartridge is going to be good enough for the same volume that the first example we gave you cost you so much money for. So earlier in the first example, we said that it's going to cost you about 17.5 cents per page. In this example, for the more expensive printer and their more expensive cartridge, it's only costing you 4.3 cents for every black and white page that you print. And the cheap cartridge is actually going to cost you an additional $409 for the same amount of print that you're going to get for the expensive printer with the expensive cartridge. The free calculator that I've included the link for down below in the description will allow you to make sure that you never get ripped off for your print needs again. All you have to do is fill in the values. If it's a black and white printer or a color printer, the calculator has room for you to actually compare 2 printers together to see which one is actually the most economical for your needs. But we're not done yet. You know, there's a lot of experts out there that will try and tell you the top 10 printers, and many of them are actually receiving payment because of their recommendations. So be very careful of that. I can tell you right now that I receive nothing for printers or for toner. This is a service that I am doing for you to make sure that you never get ripped off for your printing needs again. So tip number 2, make sure that you look in the description for a link to the Buyers Lab recommended printers. Buyers Lab is the leading laboratory for office equipment dealers and for people looking to make sure that they get the best printer for their needs. They cover everything from very small offices to very large enterprise organizations. So what I'm going to do right now for you is list their top 4 picks for small and SOHO offices. So in the category of outstanding personal color inkjet all-in-one, the Epson EcoTank ET2760. For the best outstanding SOHO color inkjet all-in-one, Epson takes it again with their EcoTank ET4760. For outstanding printer for SMBs, the Fuji Xerox DocuPrint 4405D. And for outstanding color MFP for SMBs, the Sharp MX C304W. And again, remember, I don't get paid for any of these recommendations, but I trust Buyers Lab, and you should too. Now, this page, I'm going to make sure that there's a link included for you so you can actually go see a whole bunch of other printers and multifunction devices that they've recommended for you. Unfortunately, it is a paid service once you get past the listing of the actual device, but you can do your own homework. It lists all of the devices for you. You simply have to Google those, and you can do the research on where to buy those and who to buy those from on your own. Tip number 3 that I'm going to give you. So when you're looking at someone to provide for your printing needs, I encourage you to make sure that they belong to at least one of these organizations. The first organization is the Managed Print Services Association, or the MPSA. You can actually visit that. I've got the link in the description below as well. The second organization you can ask if they belong to is the BTA, or the Business Technology Association. And their members, the companies that sell managed prints and printers and multifunction devices, are all trying to do their best to make sure that they're doing the best for you. The third organization is one that you might have heard of, CompTIA. CompTIA you might have heard of actually for A+ certification and other things, but did you know that they also have a Managed Print Trust Mark? And they list the names of the dealers that actually are accredited to do everything we've just been talking about in this video. And you can actually find them in the link in the description below as well. I just want to make sure that the next printer purchase decision that you make is the right one and the most economical one. Make sure you smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you never miss another episode again. So once again, thank you very much for tuning into this episode. I hope you find it useful. And until next time, keep wondering.